You guys are back again. I love it. Thanks for coming. Yeah, we're hi back.
Hi back, I'm Dad.
There you go. Anyway, Regular Guy Barbecue, you know where you're at. We appreciate you being here. Before we get started, of course, you know about YouTube, Facebook, likes, thumbs, notifications, sharing. Sharing is what it's all about, guys.
Sharing's caring.
We appreciate you guys sharing the channel. And as of today, we are at 404 subscribers. Thank you all very much for joining us. I can't tell you enough about that. One other thing we'll cover real quick. Cleaning your grill. Some people get afraid of cleaning their grill. That's why they don't like to grill. Great product right there. We're not endorsed by them. We're not sponsored by them. Whatever you want to call it. But we use this and we love it and it works really good. So if you need a cleaner to help you get more confident in your grilling abilities, cleaner it is. That's a good one. Right. So one other thing I do want to cover. It is 4th of July weekend. And we just want to say thank you to everybody that's made our freedoms in this country possible. Happy birthday, USA. It may not be the perfect country. We may not be the perfect people.
It's home.
But it is our home and we love it and we wouldn't want to be any other place. Although everything isn't perfect for everybody, as long as we all strive to make it better for everybody, we're moving in the right direction, everything is going to be great.
Everybody as a whole is happy and healthy.
If you're happy and you know it, take your meds. Oh, that's all right. Okay, so let's get started with what today's cook is going to be, shall we? This is going to be a bit in-depth and lengthy. Something you'd probably not normally do on your grill, but I'm adventurous. I've never done this on a grill before, but I make this dish pretty regularly. And this thought was inspired by another YouTuber that I saw did a dish a little bit similar to it in their house. We wanted to put our twist on it and make it Regular Guy Barbecue style. Now, one of the things we do mention as Independence, 4th of July, United States of America, melting pot, all the different cultures, yada, yada, yada. This dish would be based off of an Italian favorite. And, of course, we have those great cultural varieties in our country because of immigrations and people that come here to make
a lot of Americanized version, too.
It is an Americanized, what you said.
Americanized version.
So, here's what we're going to do. Let's check out the grill first, shall we? Grill's pretty simple. It's a little King Kong, our 22-inch Weber Performer grill. We've got the charcoal piled on one side instead of using the basket just because I wanted a little more charcoal in there. And because you see the size of our num-num wood today, it's huge, so we needed a little more space. Not the one between my ears. So, let's get started. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take our Dutch oven, our big old cast iron guy. We're going to get that baby hot. So we're going to put it kind of on top of the coals directly. We'll start with that. Avocado oil, you know about that stuff. You guys have been around me a little bit. You know what's going on with there.
Need more.
Yeah, we're running a little low. I have to get another bottle of it. Okay, that should be enough for now.
Oh God, I'm dying of smoke.
Smoke gets in your nose. So we're going to let that warm up for just a minute. And the first thing we're going to be doing today is we're going to be starting off with a medium white diced onion. Of course, I missed that part, so let me get my knife.
Just eat it.
Why? Go ahead. Go right ahead.
No, I'm not going.
Oh, not me. Yeah, I'm not real good at dicing things, especially onions. They just are a challenge for me because I just have no skills. But we do the best we can with what we got.
You got skills with a Z.
I got skills, they're multiplying.
Skills.
And I feel really bad. So
that's me playing video games.
Me too. I can play like Pong, and that's about the strength of what I do. But anyway. So our goal here is to sweat the onions down, make them translucent. You guys know all about that stuff. We're just gonna.
I'm sweating.
Yeah, it's hotter than blazes out here too, you guys. So
just leave them sitting out. Eventually they'll sweat.
They'll sweat on their own. Practically cooks itself. Just add to the sun.
Hey, I mean it gets hot enough in this country now this summer.
Seems like it, doesn't it? Yeah, we had our second warmest June on record was this past June, which ended yesterday. 22 days over 90 degrees, which is not uncalled for, but a little that unusual to have that many. 5 records broken. I broke my record every day. Every time I'd put that thing on the turntable, it would go.
I thought that was just your back.
Oh, yeah. True. So there we go. Onion in the Dutch oven. A little bit of Earl. Want to get those translucent like you do. You guys have cooked onions before. You know how.
We've shown this too. Dozens of times.
Yeah, we've shown this before in a lot of videos. And there's going to be a lot of things that we're going to kind of just go over quickly that we're cooking today and how we're doing them because we have covered them on other videos.
And so I don't have to edit like 3 hours.
So she doesn't have to edit three videos of edit 3 hours of video. Yeah. We're just trying to make things a little easier on the camera lady too. So Yeah, we got that. Next thing we're going to add is probably a couple of the tablespoons of our favorite minced garlic. And then we'll get on with what we're doing today, because I like to keep it a secret. I got a secret.
Oh, it depends on the title or not.
Well, that's true, because I might not add it to the title. We might just add 4th of July fun. Which, by the way, we do have another big cookout planned for Sunday, the 4th of July.
You'll probably see that next week.
You will see that in another video. It's going to be unique. And the best part about it is we're going to have a whole host of dishes.
And you're not going to have to cook any of it.
I'm the host today, yes. No, and I'm not going to have to cook most of it. I'm going to cook some of it, but we're going to share talents and share knowledge that others have, which is kind of what we like to do here. You know, if you don't have the confidence to cook something else, maybe you can see somebody in our video cooking it, learn a few things from them, and put it into practice for yourself so you can try cooking things that you like.
If they don't want to talk, we're going to voice it over.
Yeah, well, either that or I'll add like cartoon voices to them just so they sound funny.
You got to get the guys from the holding videos. They speed it up so fast.
Oh, yeah, those primitive builds, yeah, those are fun.
Those are cool videos.
Those are great videos. That's just shocking how talented those people are. I can't take a stick and a ball of mud and make a 3-level house out of it. I can't take a stick and a ball of mud and make a stick with a ball of mud out of it. So
I can't make a ball of mud.
I don't have that talent either. So while the onions are going there, we're going to add the garlic in just a moment here, just so it doesn't burn, because the garlic seems to like to not cook nearly as long as the onions do.
The onions don't want to come off.
Yeah. One other disclaimer for today's video, you guys know that I don't like to measure a whole lot of things, and by the way, what do you think? I got an apron to try to protect myself today.
And look what he did earlier.
That ain't working so far. That's all right. Here's the thing, guys. I'm sweating like a crazy man.
Well, we're right next to the grill. What do you expect?
Yeah, well, and it's hot. That's why I put the shader up here. So
And the grill doesn't help.
A lot of things like the dish we're making today are made 1,000 different ways. Which one's the best? Which one's right? Well, that's subjective to opinion. You might like it sweeter. You might like it saltier. You might like more heat. You might like more, whatever it is.
I know, I like mine sweeter.
Well, you stay out of this.
No.
The point being is, I can't tell you exactly what ingredients to put in your dish because you're going to like it but differently than I do, and that's fine. This is the way I make it. I'll show you the ingredients I put in. I'm not going to measure them. None of this is set in stone. None of it is meant to be, oh, you got to do it this way or yours is going to suck. Nah.
We just give you ideas.
We just give you a sampling of an idea and how you can take your taste buds and your knowledge and apply them and make them work for you. Yeah? All right, here goes some garlic. There we go. There's a bit of garlic and garlic juice. We like garlic juice too. So we'll stir that in a little bit.
I'd get close to camera, but it's hot. It's hot too.
Seems that the camera lens and you're looking at a show of fog. So there's that. Not too complicated. You guys have done this stuff before, and if you haven't, you've seen us do it before. And there it is. We'll give that a few minutes to cook. And while that's cooking, we're going to go over to the Franken cart over there and show you some other things that we're going to be preparing today as part of this dish. Well, this bowl has
Brains.
4 pounds of meat in it. Okay?
Brains.
Brains. Zombie apocalypse time. Apocalypse. So there's approximately 2 pounds of ground pork in here, and there's 2 pounds of 90-10 ground beef. Now I wanted to go with 85-15 because I think that's the best flavor range of all of them. However, they didn't have any 85-15, and with the pork in there, you're generally having more fat, which we do need for a bonding adhesive in this dish. I went with the 90-10 because I think the pork will make up the difference, right? So we have that, and while that's cooking its way down, we're going to start adding a few of our ingredients to this because we want to flavor this meat up a little bit. So you guys know the routine about what we like to add to meats. There's probably going to be a tablespoon or so of cracked ground pepper that we're going to add to this. And again, you can make this how you want to make it. Ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding. You make it how you want to make it. You add the things that you like to add because your taste buds are ultimately the ones that are going to have to eat it. Here's just a little bit of salt. We're not going to add a lot. Normally, you'd probably go with a couple of tablespoons. You guys know how I feel about salt, so I'm just limiting it.
Hey, with my health problems now too,
Yeah,
I
well,
can't eat.
Here's maybe a tablespoon or so, of onion powder, and then we've got probably a couple of tablespoons, maybe give or take a W, of fine garlic powder. Now again, you can season this how you want. We find it to be relatively simple for the meat part of things. To be or not to be, that is the question. No, to be a little simpler to let the meat do the thing. So, alright, so our onions are pretty much where I want them, starting to get translucent. So we're pretty happy with the way those are. The garlic's cooking in there nicely. I can smell it. One day if we ever have smellophones, you'll be able to tell what that is too.
Smell-o-vision.
Alright, so let's get on back to the pot over here, and we'll come back to the meat in just a moment. First thing we got is some petite diced tomatoes in their juice. We'll add those. And I think I'm going to move that off the direct heat just because I don't want this stuff to burn to the bottom of the pan. So we'll just slide it over away from the heat a little bit.
Slide to the left.
Slide to the left. Slide to the right. Slide up, sit down, fight. Oh my God, I got the wrong can.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. I got tomato paste instead of tomato sauce.
We add water to it? Would that work?
We're going to have to because I think I really screwed up. So you guys know that we're not perfect. I meant to grab a giant can of tomato paste.
Tomato sauce, you mean?
Tomato sauce, yeah. And I grabbed a giant can of tomato paste. So that's not good.
Should I go get the hose?
You might have to. This could be a challenge. Well, you guys know I like challenges, right? So we're going to make the best of it. That was not intentional.
When you get done scooping out, I'm going to give you the phone.
Man.
Keep talking to them.
Yeah, we'll do that. So this was my intention to have a small tomato paste. Small. And of course, we no longer have a small tomato paste. We have a small and a humongous tomato paste. Man, I can't believe I did that.
Hey, it happens.
I was in such a hurry yesterday to pick up ingredients that I really dropped the ball. What? Oh, okay. Yeah, this is probably not recommended. This should be tomato sauce, okay, guys? So just so you're on board with what we should be doing, this should be a tomato sauce.
Don't do this.
Kids, do not try this at home. It's not good for you.
I mean, we're at home. Why are we trying it?
Because I'm dumb.
Oh
Well, again, I could run over to the store, throw this away. It only costs like $5.
Still wasteful.
But I think I can get the same results out of it. It's just going to be a little bit more challenging.
It's going to be a thicker tomato pasta sauce.
Really thick tomato sauce. God dang it. I am really, really, really upset with myself. God, that's really hot too. I think I'm going to pull that off so I can work on it.
We'll be back, guys.
Yeah, we'll be right back.
So we don't keep hearing us. Yada yada. BRB.
Okay, so you guys know Regular Guy Barbecue here. We don't always cut and go make things right and perfect and whatever. We show you when we make mistakes and we move forward from those. So what we've done is we've incorporated quite a bit of water in here because, I mean, let's face it, what are tomatoes? Tomato paste and water.
A lot of water.
A lot of water. And we're probably going to add more as time goes on, but we're going to move forward and make this into the best dish we can. Because I think it's going to turn out just fine. Just needs a little extra work. That's all. No big deal. So we're going to start adding some spices. And if you haven't figured out by now, either by the title or by what we've already put in, we're making spaghetti and meatballs and meat sauce. So, of course, every good spaghetti needs oregano. And since our pot is going to be huge, we're going to add a lot.
A lot more than we wanted.
A lot more than we wanted to. Now, again, remember, guys, you're going to have to season these the way you want to, not the way we want to, not the way we tell you to. Because let's face it, you're going to make it to your taste buds, not mine. So cracked ground pepper, we're adding some more of that because that's a staple in there.
What about Scooby's taste
over
buds?
there just enjoying the nice
What
day
about his
out here.
taste buds?
Well, you don't worry about his taste buds. He eats everything.
No, he doesn't like
Just about.
some stuff.
Some stuff. And garlic powder. You guys know what goes into the spaghetti type of thing. You know, your garlics, your onion powders, oregano, basil, parsley leaves, that kind of thing. So we're just going to add that stuff to our pot and make it into the sauce that we need.
It's gonna be heavy.
Now, also remember, guys, that the other nice thing about when you do this the way you do it is you can put in ingredients, stir it, see how it tastes to you. If it doesn't fit the taste that you're looking for, you can always add ingredients to it. Right? Right.
Left.
Left. Upside down, you turn me. So one of the things that I've found over the years that I like to have in my spaghetti sauce. And I am so bad at opening these things. White pepper, okay? And it's a little more expensive and whatever, and people say, well, why do you need that? You've got black pepper in there. True. You're absolutely correct. I do. Something about white pepper just seems to add a different flavor to it that we like, so we add. Holy cow, is this thing ever slow?
I mean, it's those tiny little things that expect.
They don't make these for guys with big fingers, and my fingers are enormous, unfortunately.
Do you need tiny fingers over here?
Well, that's all right. We'll make it work. But you guys get the idea of how this is going to go.
We only cut all the water, pouring it out because
That's just adding water. And literally, when we cook, if we were to use like whole tomatoes or all that kind of thing in our sauce today, we would probably be rendering it down to get some of the moisture out anyway. So consider this just cooking backwards. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, one other thing that I also do like to add to my spaghetti when I'm making it is brown sugar.
Brown sugar.
How come it tastes so good? Now, why that is, I guess I just like a little sweet with my sauce, so we like to add brown sugar. Okay. So again, we don't have a catastrophic failure, even though I catastrophically failed. I think this is something that we're going to turn around and make into something good, just like it should be. Marjoram leaves. Sure, why not? And last but not least, a little bit of onion powder. Okay. So what we'll do with this is originally, you know, and most of the time when I actually add tomato sauce and not paste, I'm going to put this in direct heat, and I'm going to slowly let it cook, render out some of the excess of moisture, because I like my sauces a little thicker, just not this thick, because this is kind of silly. As you can see, it's still quite thick. We're going to add more water to it. In fact, you can pour some more water in a little bit there if you want. But we'll incorporate all those ingredients. We're probably not going to put this back on the fire other than to just warm it up so it's ready to serve when we get to that point. Otherwise, I think it's going to be all right. And we're going to taste test it as we go along and add ingredients as we need them to make our taste buds happy.
You don't want to do too much water at a time either.
No.
It gets runny.
Right, you got to incorporate the water a bit at a time when you screw up like I do. The other thing also to remember, gang, is we're making a pretty substantially sized spaghetti sauce here. You're probably not going to make this much at one time.
It'd be like one small can.
Yeah, exactly. So you're probably not going to need to add an entire cup of basil or an entire cup of oregano to your dish. So me giving you measurements for this would be kind of futile.
I know some people like to see measurements and know what we do so they can do it.
And I agree with that, but again, I'm a firm believer and you got to make it the way you want it. So for me to show you that would be rather limited in its success and usefulness. I can show you the ingredients I put in, and then you can adjust accordingly to your taste buds.
That's the fun of cooking.
That's right. Now, back to this. Safety first. Much better. Safety is always important when you're cooking. Glasses are required. So, get my gloves on, which, happy to have gloves again.
Excuse me.
Pepper gets in your nose. Alright, so here's our meat like we showed you earlier. We got too many things in not enough places.
It's basic.
So again, I always find that mixing the meats with the ingredients, your seasonings, the gongs, by hand is the best way to do it. And we're going to be doing a couple of different things with this meat today. So you'll have to kind of just follow along. If you miss a step, just go back and watch it. It'll be there. You'll see. Don't worry. Everything will be great. One other thing we're going to do today too, once we do get our sauce correctly portioned out with the flavors that we want and the moisture level that we want, is we're going to be taking some of it out because I want to have a little bit aside. We've got a member of our extended family that's vegetarian, so we want to have some set aside for them to enjoy this as well. Okay? Is that all right? All right.
All right.
You can see hand mixing works great. It should be all nice and blended together. Blended together. It's all in this together. I'm going to take this out so I can kind of get a size comparison because I want to use a little bit less than half of this for what I intend to do with it. There we are. So now I can see about how much the 4 pounds is, give or take a little. Yeah, so we're going to chop it about in half, take away just a little bit more, put it over there, and we'll use this for our current setup. There we are, easy enough, right? Now, in one of our previous videos, our chili video, if you've seen that, if you haven't, go back and watch it from last fall. We took our meat and we made burgers. And we didn't intend for them to be burgers, we just made them into burger type shapes. So we're going to do something very similar to that today to get ready for the meats. Whatever. And they ain't got to be perfect, you know, because we're not going to cook them to the perfect temperature. We're not going to make them the perfect hamburgers, the perfect shapes and that, because like I said, they're not going to stay that shape for very long. But you guys know how to form and make hamburgers. If you don't, again, you'll see that in one of our other videos.
When we do a hamburger video.
When we do a hamburger, well, when we did yeah, you'll know how to do this. I ain't gonna go into too much detail.
You want a hamburger video? Let us know.
Yeah, we can do hamburgers. Most people can cook hamburgers.
No, at that point we'd have to do Juicy Lucy's.
Man, good thing you don't ask for much.
I'm your child. What do you want?
Okay, so there we've got 5 hamburgers, probably a total of about 1.5 pounds, 1 3/4 pounds, and I'm going to get them near the flames or near the hot because I want them to cook relatively quickly.
How much did you say they were again?
How much what?
Like you said they were like 1 pound and what?
There's about 1 3/4 pounds total meat between the 5. So that's kind of an odd math to do, but that's what that is. All right, so you guys know when we cook meat, we like to add num wood. So there's a big old chunk of apple we're going to throw in there and let that do its thing. We'll cover it up for just a couple minutes, flip them when they're ready, and then we'll show you what they look like when they're done and what we do with them next. All right, so here's the meat we took out of the stuff that we're making into hamburgers to use for our meat sauce, and we're going to do something else with this, because what goes better with spaghetti and applesauce? No. Birthday cake? No. Meatballs. Ah, meatballs. Now, when I do meatballs, I kind of like to use a little more of the meatloaf structure, but just smaller. That makes sense. So we're just going to add 1 egg, and again, we have a little over, we got one shell. Like that.
That's a surprise for later.
That's the crunchy parts. And we're going to add just a little bit of breadcrumb. And again, that gives just a little bit of body. Hello, body. And we do like that. So once again, mixing by hand, because we like to mix by hand. So a little over 2 pounds of meat. And we're going to make this into meatballs. Now, if you are not the outdoorsy, cooking on the grill kind of a person, you can still do all of this stuff in the house perfectly fine. But I've told you guys 100 times already that my wife don't like it when I cook inside because I'm a slob. And I make too many dishes and take up too much space.
That's why you guys saw me just put a piece of meat back in the bowl.
Yeah, exactly. So we like to do it outside because that makes Mama happy.
You can't see.
Well, you shut up. There. There's our meat. And again, that's a little over 2 pounds. So we're probably going to shoot for the 1/4 pound-ish area. So we should make about 8 or 9 meatballs out of this. And you can make them smaller if you like them smaller, if you prefer them that way.
Probably not going to be enough for everybody, though.
Well, there's enough for you and enough for me.
I know.
And enough for Mama.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
We're not sharing.
My name's not Sharon today.
Sharon.
Sharon. We've done that joke already. So that's only 7, right? If I don't count right.
Yeah.
You know, mine's a little smaller.
7.
We need to make a couple more.
Yes.
So we'll take a little bit off of each one to try to. Maybe we'll just make 8. How does that sound?
Well, no, you got 3 for each of us.
Oh yeah, that's right. We gotta make 9. So
You gotta be even for everybody.
Gotta be share and share alike.
Sharon and Sharon.
Sharon is Karen, and
That one's big.
that one's big. So, you know, like I said, you make them as big as you want, small as you want. This is what we're doing today because it's funny, and we like fun. So you want to get these compacted fairly tightly because you want them to stay in their circular, spherical type of shape.
Yeah, ball shape.
Ball. It's called a meatball, not a meat mess, right? Right. And with the heat going today, I'm not going to have a lot of time in between to try to get these on. Otherwise the fat's going to start rendering out of the meat, and then we're going to have meat pancakes, if you will. So I'm trying to hurry along here to get these into a meatball shape, compacted fairly tightly, because again, we want them to hold their shape pretty good. I hold my shape very good. I keep eating. Bad jokes.
Dad jokes.
Bad jokes. Think of it like making a snowball. When you want to peg your buddy real good.
Careful when you use peg.
Peg? Who's Peg? Peg Bundy? Anyway, when you want to hit your friend with a hard snowball and make sure that he feels it and gets mad, you want to compact them a little bit in your hands to smush the snow together. Well,
I think you're thinking of pelting.
Oh, pelting. Yes, I'm sorry, pelt.
Definitely not pegging.
Well, it means the same thing to me, but I'm weird, so I'm old. All right, so there's our meatballs. As you can see, our burgers are just about done. Probably just need a few more minutes after I flip them, after I catch them.
Running away from you.
Running away from me. Now, contrary to what we're doing with the meatballs, these are fairly close to the fire, because we want to cook them relatively quickly. The meatballs, I want to cook low and slow. I want them to smoke, because I just like smoked meats better than oven cooked meats. Yeah. So we're going to be putting these far away from the fire as we can. We're going to be adding some more num wood to it to make them get that rich smoky flavor. I don't know who Rich Smoky is, but there you are.
I'm sure there's somebody out there named
Somebody
that.
out there, Rich Smoky. Yep. There we are. There's our meatballs on the grill. And I'm probably going to pull those burgers off right now since we have the grill open. Add another chunk of num wood. You can take a look at those. I probably should have cleaned that board off, but this stuff's going to cook again, so we're not too worried about it. They don't have to be 165 degrees. They don't have to be food safe, because again, they're going to cook again when we add them to the sauce. When we warm the sauce up, they will be brought up to temperature more. So there you are. You're going to grab the num wood. I'll grab the lid. Fire that in on your side there. Perfect shot. Look at that tomato. There it is.
And that's tomato.
That's tomato. So those meatballs are probably going to be in the 70 to 90 minute range. I don't know exactly how long they're going to take. I'm not too concerned about how long they're going to take. They're going to cook until they're done. And those I will cook to 165-ish internal temperature before I pull them off. We will rotate them to get them even cooking and all that fun stuff. Right? Right. In the meantime, what we're going to do, we'll not show you this part because it's boring.
Go watch the chili part.
Yeah, go back and watch the chili part. You'll see this in a minute. But in the meantime, we're going to take some of this sauce out of our pot and set that aside, because that's going to be for our vegetarian friends. I'm going to pull my gloves off, get some clean ones on, clean this board off, and then we'll show you what we do with this next.
Be back.
Alright, so there's nothing too spectacular what we've done. We've taken those burgers, and you can see some of them are a little bit underdone in the middle, but that's fine because we want them to keep some of that extra juice that a medium rare or medium versus a well done would have. So we've cut it all up nice and neat. We, of course, save the samples for taste testing. Still juicy.
It's great as always.
Tastes like a burger, don't it? Yeah. The pork adds a little bit of a different flavor to it versus just like a regular beef burger. Mm-hmm. But I think it tastes good.
Tastes like meatloaf.
Yeah, kind of. Excuse me. So we've taken out some of our sauce again to make vegetarian style. And cut and dry, what we're doing here, you're literally just taking this ground up burgers that you made and smoked on your grill, which taste nummy. And again, you can just brown hamburger in the house if you want to do it in the house. Maybe you don't have a grill or whatever, you can do this in the house. I just like outside.
I hate outside.
Well, it's hot.
That's why I don't like it.
But that's all right. Okay, I prefer cooking outside. Flavors are better, whatever. So you can see that this sauce that we really screwed up by having all tomato paste and no actual sauce really has incorporated enough liquids in there where it's coming out pretty good. And now, again, I like my sauces a little thicker. This was a bit extreme, but we've made the best of it. And let's face it, if you used real tomatoes, let's say you started with real tomatoes and cooked them down, you'd have a lot of liquid and you would render that liquid out anyway. So again, we just went backwards.
Sometimes you have to.
We rendered our liquid in. So there's our sauce, and we've taste tested it a couple times. We added a little more brown sugar, a little more pepper, a little more garlic, a few more things that we've added. We're going to retaste test it now, once again, that we've got the meat incorporated. See what she thinks.
Don't want to have too much.
Not too much, just a sample. See if it tastes like sketty sauce.
Tastes like sketty sauce.
Tastes like sketty sauce, just like it should. It's good stuff, right?
I'd do a little more pepper, honestly.
Yeah, I did add a little bit more at the end there. Might not get mixed in all the way, but it's pretty good.
Oh, yep, there it is.
Yep, it hits you right at the end, don't it? That's where that white pepper comes in versus the black pepper, I think. As you can see, the meatballs have been on there maybe 5 or 10 minutes. They're starting to cook very nicely. You can see the fats are rendering out. The num wood's cooking down just fine. Doing a great job.
They browned on one side, now turn over.
And then what we'll do is probably in about another 15 minutes, we'll probably turn them upside down, get the other side more evens. Rotate them around a little bit on the grill to get more evens, put them in different positions. And again, they're going to take at least an hour, probably close to an hour and a half total to get to the 165 degree desired temperature for food safeness. And then we'll pull those off and show you the next step. In the meantime, we're probably going to go in and just cook pasta. We're not going to show you cooking pasta on the video because it's literally boiling water, putting in the pasta, cooking it till it's al dente, taking it out and putting it on a plate.
Go watch our mac and cheese videos.
Yeah, if you really don't know how to cook pasta, we've got them on our mac and cheese videos back from the last summer.
If you guys want a pasta video, let us know.
Yeah, we can do more pastas. I don't think most of you folks need more pasta videos because you've seen pasta cooked. But what we'll do for our scenario is we'll cook the pasta, we'll put a couple of plates together for ourselves, bring them outside, put on the sauce to show you what the finished product looks like. And we'll also be cooking our garlic bread. We'll also get that prepped for you as well. So in the meantime, just check that out. This will be instant for you. It's going to take us about another hour or so. And we'll show you the end. Okay? Okay. Here we go. Ready? So it's been just under an hour. These cooked a little bit faster than I thought they would, probably because it's so damn hot out. And maybe the grill was a little hotter than it should have been. Nevertheless, you take a look at that. That's about 1/4 pound meatball pre-cooked, so a little bit less than that now. But they are 175 degrees, so they're plenty cooked. 3 for each of us. None for you, unless you make your own. Take a look at those. Homemade meatballs, I tell you what. And when you run these on the smoker, you are talking the best flavors in the whole... You know what? I should have made 10. You know why I should have made 10?
One for Scooby.
One for us to taste test. So I will sacrifice one of mine so we can taste test before we serve. In the meantime, I'm going to take this sauce. Jesus!
There's a lot in there.
Oh my God, that thing is heavy.
There's a lot in there.
And we're going to put that back on the grill as best we can, I guess. Away from the heat as best we can, I guess. We're going to let that warm up so it'll get the serving temperature. Make sure we get that burger that's in there to temperature, so that's good to go and everything like that. And I took my knife in the house. Excuse me a minute. We got plenty of knives to go around, don't we? Yes, we do. So we're going to have to taste test one of these, and again, I'll just sacrifice one of mine because I'm that kind of a guy. Yeah. We'll take a smaller one. That's a smaller one. So we'll get these out of the way. Fan bloody-tastic. There, let's get in there. Come on, this knife's duller than a cob. I gotta sharpen that one. Take a look at that. Now you can see that's done all the way through. Looks pretty good, right? Looks like a meatball. Who'd have thunk that? There you go. Have a taste of that one. See what you think. It's hotter than blazes, so imagine that was on the grill and it's hot. Who would have thunk that too?
Okay, great. Sorry, I'm not as enthusiastic today. I'm not feeling good.
That's all right. You can see that nice smoke ring in there. Gives that flavor. You know, and the pork in there helps it from drying out too much when you cook it that long. Yeah.
Nice little view.
We got to be able to figure out a way to send these to everybody so we can have them taste test them themselves.
I mean, that's going to be expensive.
Might be. We'll have to get the technology nerds to take care of that. So we'll just cut this one up and make it into sample sizes so we can sample the rest of it. Sounds like a good idea, doesn't it? Anyway, so we've got the sauce back on the grill, and we're literally just looking to warm it up to get it to serving temperature. Nothing too fancy about that. The water's boiling inside the house, getting ready for the noodles to get cooked. And I'm thinking, because of the extreme heat out here today, because it is really getting hot and hard for me to combat that.
Me too.
My daughter's having a hard time dealing with the heat. I think what we're going to do is we'll show you the finished product inside the house. That way we can be in the air conditioning, be comfortable, serve this up the way it should be served up. Sound okay to you guys? Sounds good to me. Nod your phone if you think I agree. Yeah, okay. So we're good with that. So we'll get this wrapped up out here. We'll show you what it looks like inside the finished product and show you how we're going to enjoy it. Okay, so we're back inside. So we got everything all done. The noodles are done. We've taken our noodles and tossed our noodles. And what we do is we just add a little bit of oil to them so they don't stick together so much. Once they're done cooking, you can see they're still piping hot, but we want to get them served as soon as possible. See, they're already starting to stick, even though we added the olive oil to them.
Because they're still really hot.
Because they're still really hot. So we're going to serve some of that up. Trying anyway. I'm shaking really bad from being on the heat so much. But
I'm right there with you. I'm trying to hold the
all right.
camera
We're doing good. We're doing just fine, and this is going to be a fantastic meal. I tell
Everything you make is fantastic.
We try to do a good job.
Good job, Angie.
Good job, NG. And obviously, if you look at what we have currently cooked versus what we're going to have after we eat, leftovers for days and days.
Leftovers are the best.
That's right. So there's a couple of servings of that. I got to get those noodles cooled off. In the meantime, what we're going to do is lose our minds. So we got fingers. Sorry. So we're going to just take a couple of them meatballs there, pop those on the plate, and you're going to take 3. Okay. Then maybe you can save one for
3
later.
for us. 3. Who said I'm going to eat the whole
I'd
plate?
save one for later, but that's saving it for now.
Later is now.
Later is now. Take a look at that thickness of that sauce. Look at that, huh? There we go.
You only need like 1 scoop of
You
sauce.
only need 1 scoop. That's going to take care of the business. So that's what we got it like. We're going to put a little Parmesan cheese on there, and we're going to eat like that as soon as Mama gets home. So that's our rendition of spaghetti on the grill. Or some of it inside like we are now because the hot is just too much for me. Anyway, thanks so much for joining us today. We hope you picked up a few things you'll be able to use in your near future and to give you the confidence of cooking outside. Okay? Thumbs are good. We like thumbs, so give us a thumbs if you like. Comments are below are greatly appreciated. If you've got negativity, we'll probably read it, comment, delete it. That's okay. No problem. If we do something wrong, show us. Now, obviously, we did something wrong with this sauce, but that's
Be nice about the negativity.
yeah, we appreciate and encourage constructive criticism. If you want to be a troll, go live under the bridge. Thanks for joining us again, everybody. We appreciate you being here. And help us by sharing this video and all our others to get us to 1,000 subscribers so we can do our next giveaway. But until next time, happy 4th of July, everyone. We out.